So I've been in New York for the last 14 years. And since a kid, I always had the dream to open my gym, to be able to teach what I've learned through this amount of time that I've been training. And recently, 9 months ago, I opened my gym in Brooklyn Heights, New York, and it's been amazing. You know, I've been really happy with this. We've been working really hard in here, and it's just another journey that I've been on, and it's been amazing so far.
Oh, beautiful.
So I always enjoy testing myself the most. You know, I believe the competition is you start to understand yourself better the moment you put yourself in different aspects. So I always like competing a lot. I competed in many different styles. I competed in judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, gi, no gi, MMA. So I always enjoy that drill to test yourself against the best. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I want to compete. So this super fight that I'm doing, it's a 15-minute no points. I haven't done a match like that before, so I'm really excited. You know, it's a good thing to do. It's good to do new things. However, the game plan is a little bit different. Since there's no points, I'm really just looking for the submission. You know, Gilbert Burns, he's a very explosive guy. I'm sure he's gonna start trying to take me down right off the bat. So I think the longer the match goes, the better it will be for me. And my game plan pretty much is just trying to get on top so I can start grinding him and try to get a submission. He's an amazing competitor, a fighter, and it'll be an awesome day for us and for the show.
Long time, guys.
The first one I did was quite nerve-wracking, and it just gets easier. So I'm doing a lot of tournaments in the build-up to it as well, a lot of these kind of invite tournaments where you're the only one on the mat, and it's all kind of quite, you know, everyone's watching you. And I find every one of them that I do, if like the nerves just kind of fade. I'm looking forward to it. I like people watching me grapple. I like trying to show off, and I feel like I'm the underdog amongst the four of us. So I find that quite a relaxing thought. Hopefully it'll mean I'll express my grappling in a rather entertaining way. I guess it would be interesting to kind of go full circle with Oliver, because that fight was the reason why I kind of jumped into the submission only stuff and the leg lock stuff. When you take a fight against one of the DDS guys, you can't go in there underprepared, right? So that's now like over a year and a half ago, and it feels like I've kind of grown a lot from a grappler just from taking that match. I know the result didn't go my way. It was a decision that night, and we put on a pretty crazy show for everyone. So I think that would be a good one to finish on. But equally, you know, Lachlan's an Australian. There's always a little bit of sporting rivalry, isn't there, between the UK and Australia? So that might be an interesting dynamic to add in with that fight. Yeah, I don't really mind either one of them. It'll be good fun.
So control, he pulls that leg down.
It's cool that people are embracing this no-gi submission-only style specifically. It opens up things in jiu-jitsu that you can't do when it's point-based or in the gi, or even MMA-based when there's strikes happening. You know, we get to delve into the intricacies of some of these positions and movements because we're not getting punched in the face, or we're not holding on to a gi, or we don't have to worry about points. We get to just let jiu-jitsu flow in any way we want to. I don't have to build a barrier in my mind and say, oh, no, don't do this because you might get swept. You know, the fun of it to me is that it doesn't matter if I get swept. To me, what matters is the submission. That's what we're going for. So whatever, pass, my guard, sweep, I've got an attack from everywhere. There's an attack from everywhere. It's a 170-pound tournament. On my side of the bracket, well, it's me and Ross Nicholls. I'll face him in the first round. On the other side of the bracket is Lachlan Giles and Oliver Taza, which I've faced both of those guys before. And they were both great matches, but I narrowly lost in both of them. And so I'm looking forward to not only meeting a new and incredibly formidable, tough, and capable opponent in Ross Nicholls. But then, you know, if things go my way, to get to avenge some losses that I know I can. So there's interesting stories going on in this Polaris 7. I think almost everyone has faced each other before in this bracket. It's going to be exciting all around. You know, my match with Ross, he's so well-rounded, and I know he's going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. We're going to go in there and get after it. You know, as a fan of jiu-jitsu, I'm excited to see the turnout of the tournament regardless, you know, and see the new Polaris 170-pound champion, and I will absolutely do everything in my power to make sure it's me.
Defend the butterfly lift, he's going to slide to the neck. He's got a really good guillotine. He showed me, and I have a hard time doing it, so this would be a good opportunity for me to practice it too.
Make sure my shoulders all the way on top. Very excited. First time I think I put in a show, but I ended up losing to Gary Toner. So finally I'm back. And excited, bro. It's going to be a rematch against Gregor Gracie, one guy that I faced before once at Copa Pódio. And I have a pretty hard match. It was pretty even. He won by advantage. But I'm looking forward, bro. Looking forward to go to UK again and put into a show like to these guys, like exciting jiu-jitsu, always going forward, always putting pressure. That's what I'm looking for. Excited for that. Yeah, gotta do both. No, I'm doing a lot of things different. Last time that I fought Polaris, I just came from a loss on the UFC against Michel Prazeres, and after that fight, I did so many changes. I changed my conditioning. I started focusing more on my jiu-jitsu. I started to do a mental coach. That was a big change for me, and I'm a different fighter right now. Like, because of that loss, that you lost, you know, the UFC and the Polaris, I just like, man, I'm doing something wrong. And I started changing a lot of things. I started doing mental coach. I started training JC Santana, the functional conditioning, like super hard, and just help on my style. I started to focus more on my jiu-jitsu. I started to go to training cyborgs, the fight sports, training Wagner Rocha, and after that little changes, I started to become a different fighter. So now I'm doing a lot of things different, way more professional. I'm training a lot more jiu-jitsu. I'm getting a lot better on my skills that I already have good and making better, and the skills that I don't control, that I don't have so good at my striking, I'm getting a lot better.
It's always an advantage. I think MMA guys have better cardio, better pace, and better submission-oriented, you know, jiu-jitsu. I think the jiu-jitsu today is weird. It's like loose and fragile almost, you know. That's why you hear a lot of people complain about the jiu-jitsu, right? That you hear people like they have this, yeah. It's a very weird, stalling, you know, playing by the rules kind of game. And I feel like the guys who fight MMA, like myself and Gilbert, when we do jiu-jitsu, that we have an advantage of how to change the game, how to disrupt that energy, you know. So me and Gilbert have been training a lot, and I think if he plays the game that he's been playing in his match, he'll kill it, you know.
Também, meu. Little rough detail.
Isso aqui também, ó, tô te falando. Ó, o cara entra em pânico, o cara faz isso aqui.
So I fight Saturday night. Next Saturday I have to be in London to perform again. So best thing is I don't need to cut no weight because we do 85 kilos, kind of like maybe 187, 188, something like that. I used to do it even a lot more. Back in the days when I was a blue belt in Brazil, that was back in 2003, 2004. I was fighting all the weekends, and I was featherweight at the time. And I was doing, most likely, they always have 2 tournaments on the weekend. So Saturday one tournament in one place, Sunday in another place. So I used to do both. And when they don't have, I still fight in the open class as 18, 17 years old, fighting open class, blue belt, featherweight at the time. So I'm kind of used to that push back to back, fight this week, fight next week. With MMA, it's kind of hard to do because you get a lot of injuries, but with the gi, no gi, with the BJJ, they do that a lot. The guys fighting one week, fight next week, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited to put in a show. Polaris, UFC Fightpass. Take a look, will be a nice one.
No nice in my art. I don't teach the gentle art.
Eu ia nesse braço.
É, mas...
Aí eu jogava um pouquinho e já vinha.
Então, joga esse pouquinho.